going to winner by knockout, Landry the Lone Star Kid.
What's up, guys? Thank y'all for tuning in. If you tuned in last time, appreciate that. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment to the YouTube channel. We'll also be posting on Facebook as well. This is OT with Coaching the Kid. I'm Landry Ward. The Kid is my coach, Navarro. Pretty much on this podcast, give you a little rundown real quick. We're just going to be talking about current hot topics going on in sports, martial arts, and current topics in the world, and sharing our thoughts about it. Before we get started, I do want to give a quick shout out to some people. Niz with Condor Moving Systems, Dylan Taylor with North Texas Boat Clean, Rigo with DFW Heights Roofing. Support your local businesses if you're in Texas with them. And also my man Ricardo and John Flatt. Appreciate y'all helping us out. But yeah, we got some questions when Dieter and I posted on Instagram. Pretty much get started going into that. I think the first one was how we met. So, Dieter, what's your point of view from there?
Well, I was working at the UFC gym, North Richmond Hills, and skinny football player. Actually, he was pretty big when I met him. It's like 190, right?
That was in my yoke days.
Yeah, he walked in talking about he wanted to fight before the summer was over, and we pretty much hit it off from there. And everything else after that is history.
What was the first reaction is a question I got.
I'm like, man, this fucking guy's crazy. He's like, he's in a fight in less than 2 months. I'm like, he doesn't know what he's in for.
That I did not.
But sure, you got it together. You fought in less than a year then.
Yeah, I think I came up to you. I came up to him and I told him that I was like, I wanna fight before I go to walk-on tryouts. And we trained for like, I don't know, a month or so, and he was like, give it some time. If you really want to fight, then I want you to focus on that because, obviously fighting, it's not a game. You can get seriously hurt in it. And I think it was like 8-9 months. I fell in love with it. Ended up not, I guess 2 months I fell in love with it. Ended up not going to walk on and play football and just stayed at the gym training with him. And yeah, about 8 or 9 months into it, I got my first fight. Lost a split decision, but it was a close, hard-fought fight, and that skyrocketed me, propelled me to want to keep fighting, and haven't lost since. So here we are.
Yeah, I remember talking to your mom. Your mom came in and she gave me the death stare. She was like, "Are you sure he could do this?" I was like, "Yeah, man, he's dedicated. He has the talent. So let's do it." And she supported you 100%.
Bro,
so,
I hid it from her that I was going to the gym for like 5-6 months. And then it got to me driving back and forth from Denton. I was like, I have to tell her.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. She still hates it. Low key, she loves it. But she does not like seeing me get hit.
Yeah.
I try not to.
It's funny because she's happy all until your fight starts. Then she turns into a nervous wreck. And then she's back to crying. And then she's back to happy again.
Give her some vodka. We'll be good. We'll get her through the fights.
She's always the first person that I look for when you win. Because she's always, at least the last couple of times, she's been right there by the cage. So I always look at her, and she's always, in panic state. Yeah, he won. She's like, I love you, Dieter. I'm like, I always look for that first. It's cool to see how happy she gets.
Yeah, she's the best. She's the most supportive woman I know. Obviously, it's my mom. A mom should be supportive, but she goes above and beyond for sure. And she's my number one fan, and can't thank her enough for that. But yeah, moving on, I think second question we got was diet. For me, I love to eat clean. I always eat clean. Usually if I eat something bad, it just makes me feel bad throughout the day. For this camp specifically, diet, I eat a lot of ground turkey, some broccoli, asparagus, and sweet potatoes. Then my man Ray got me on supplements, finally got me putting on a little bit of muscle. I've been a skinny 55er, but now I think I'm going to probably be a bigger 155er than my opponent's expecting going in.
Yeah, my diet plan for your fights consists of Burger King and McDonald's, triple whoppers. Shout out to Burger King.
Let me tell you what a coach this guy is. We're at his mom's birthday party last night. I get a plate of salad. He goes, really? Out of all the shit here, you're going to eat a fucking salad?
I'm saying they had good food. It made me sad for you. I'm like, it looked like you were a starving child. I almost gave you 25 cents.
Everybody there was like, no, fries.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool because the second that my uncle saw you eating salad, he put me to the side. He was talking about hooking you up with King Kong Promotions for them to put some money behind you and try to sponsor you. So when people see that you're dedicated like that, that you don't cheat yourself, that gravitates people to you. You know, you never know who's watching. So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good opportunity that you might get once you guys talk.
Yeah, 100%. Never know who's watching. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes, and in the sport I'm in, eating clean and carrying yourself right is part of carrying yourself to a higher standard. And especially somebody like your uncle who knows a bunch of big names, that's obviously something those big name people look for. But moving on, I think the last question we got was discuss the Wilder blaming the 45-pound costume on his loss.
I don't know, man. That to me, I hate people that make excuses. I don't hate people that make excuses, but I just hate the fact that you have to make an excuse. If you didn't want to have that excuse, you shouldn't have worn the costume. It's a fight. It's not a modeling tournament or whatever the hell they want to call it. Like I don't see the point of it. And then he comes out on Joe Rogan saying that he practices with a 40-pound vest to do everything. So
internet undefeated again.
Yeah, for real.
He went on a rant too. I do everything with a 45-pound vest.
Yeah,
everything includes losing.
Yeah, getting his ass whooped. But yeah, man, like you got to know how to win and you got to know how to lose. And when Tyson Fury won the first fight, and he didn't make no excuses, he didn't complain. He came back better, stronger, bigger, and that's what you got, an ass whooping, a one-way ass whooping. So, of course, now he's going to fire coaches. He's going to make excuses. Like, it's the name of the game.
Yeah. I saw a quote. It was like, how to take a loss. And it had Anthony Joshua when he lost to Ruiz and how he just, took full responsibility, was real open about it and not making excuses. And it was how not to take a loss. Blame coaches, blame costume, blame whatever. Yeah.
And Joshua actually did have a valid excuse. Joshua got knocked out a week before the fight. Bad, like a real bad knockout. And he didn't even bring it up. And that's he just fought because there was so much money on the line, but that's a valid excuse.
That's crazy. The boxers be going crazy with their sparring a week before the fight, hard enough to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Next subject. We'll be discussing our take on some sports. When you get into the NFL, the NFL CBA just got announced. Not a lot of people happy with it. Some happy with it. Some details going into it. Mainly is trying to add what I got from it, they're trying to add a 17th game, which will increase two more weeks of playoffs, add some playoff games or playoff checks. And then something Josh Gordon will be happy about that I thought was interesting. They're going to increase the weed metabolites you can test for. Be able to test for 150 metabolites and get a 2-week notice. And they were saying you only need 5 days to test for that. Somebody was like, I know from personal experience. That's a good one. I don't know. What do you think? I know you studied up on it. What do you think?
I think the weed part, I think is good because you could maybe get a lot of football players that back in the day used to get on pain meds and stuff like that. Maybe they could treat their injuries with weed like this. That's a big thing now, marijuana. They use it for everything right now. So that's a good part about it. Then for the players that don't make a lot of money, a $90,000 raise doesn't come bad either, So
Marquise Pouncey, he's at the end. I think for the Steelers, he came out on video. He's actually here in Florida. He's like, man, fuck that CBA. He's like, young players, if y'all aren't making enough money and you need a loan, hit up me and my brother. I don't think anybody likes DeMaurice Smith, the NFLPA president.
Yeah, I everything that I read up on, everybody talks real bad about that guy. They said that he screwed up the last one too. That he's definitely not on top of his game. Posey's Marion Hernandez's boy, right?
Shit.
I think that's one of he played for UF.
I'd have to go back and look at his college career.
Yeah, I think that's Aaron Hernandez's boy.
They might not want to hang out with him then. They might not want to hang out with him. Shit. Yeah, I guess some news we had today. The combine's going on. Got some pretty good dudes in the combine.
Yeah, man. I fell in love with a kid called Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. That kid is a beast. Fast, strong, could catch. He could hit. He could do it all. I think. I don't know that much about football, but out of everybody that I saw on the combine, he's the one that called my attention. And I like the quarterback from Oregon a lot too. But that kid, yeah. But that kid Taylor, man.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's a stud. Wisconsin, I think, for 3 years straight. I know it was 2 years straight he eclipsed 2,000 yards, and then the year before he had like 1,977. The only thing I was reading, the scouts are worried about his workload.
Oh yeah,
because he's had like almost 1,000 carries over his career at Wisconsin. And shit, running backs, they take some damage.
Yeah, they were talking about his size too. That he was a little undersized, 5'10", I think.
Shit, he makes up for it with his explosiveness. He's not afraid to take a hit. He's got some. What was his 40? Like 4.4. Yeah.
But you know more about that than me. Like, what is the point behind the combine? Like, you see these guys play all year round. Like, what's the point behind the combine?
Yeah, they just want to see your vitals. They just want to see how athletic you are. I think it's more of a for show thing than it is really look for scouts. Obviously, they take some things from it, the footwork, catching passes and stuff. But if you have 2-3 years of film at college, that's what's going to sell you to an NFL team. It's not going to be you running a fast 40, although I guess it does look good, or jumping high. They want to see what you do on the field, but they got to get the ratings, so they're going to host a combine and have people view that.
How do you feel about Burrows? How do you say his name?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, not
Big
doing
Joe.
Yeah. How do you feel about him not doing the combine?
Shit, like I said, his on the field, play spoke volumes. Over 50 touchdowns, 35 touchdowns through 8 games. That's just insane. The tiny hands might hold him back though. People were making jokes because they measured his hands and they were smaller than like your average quarterback. And but I was actually listening to Jordan Palmer. He's a ex-NFL quarterback. He never started. He's always a backup, but now he's a quarterback coach. They call him a quarterback guru. He's been coaching all these guys for their combines and all that. He's like, I'm getting them ready for the rookie year. I'm not getting them ready for the combine. Well, he measured his hands and he was like, I actually did a study. And he got one of those firm grip things that test your strength. He's like, the guys with the smaller hands that gripped it had better careers than the guys with big hands who gripped it. Weird study, but I found that interesting that he was talking about that. He told Burrow, he was like, dude, you just won a national championship. Like, don't even worry about going to your combine. He's like, you just need to focus on, you have a pro day in April. Just go throw at your pro day. The scouts will see you throw. A big thing for quarterbacks that scouts look at is someone like Justin Herbert, who you said you liked. He's only taken shotgun snaps. He hasn't gone under center, and the footwork's different. Like, if you're in shotgun and you're taking a drop back, you're going to take 2 to 3 steps to hit a route. When if that same route that you're going to hit from shotgun, if he runs it under center, you're going to take a 5 to 7 step back.
Yeah.
So footwork's different, and then obviously taking the snap under center is different.
The kid from Oregon, it was impressive how he just threw the ball with ease. He was showing off. Like, out of all the quarterbacks, he was just throwing bombs. Like, even the guy announcing it was like, at this point he's just showing off right now. Kid has a hell of an arm. But back to Joe Burrow. I like him. I like his mindset. They were asking him if he wanted to play for another team since the Bengals were gonna probably end up drafting him first, and he's like, man, I've always wanted to be the first round. I mean, the first pick of the first round. So he's like, I'll play for anybody. I think that's the mindset that you need to have as an athlete. Not like I think Eli Manning made a huge thing for him to get traded, not to play for San Diego.
What kind of an asshole do you got to be? Like, nah, I don't want to be the number one pick. I don't want to play for that team.
Yeah.
I understand being a winner and wanting to win, but shit, that's winning being the first pick. And then you should want to go change the culture there.
And the Bengals, honestly, I think like 4 years ago, they weren't bad. It's just they fell apart like I don't know.
Interesting thing about the Bengals when we were speaking on the combine, John Ross, he had the fastest 40 last year at the combine. They're comparing him to Henry Ruggs, guy who ran 4.27 from Bama, and they're saying like typically receivers with like under 4.3 40s usually aren't like the best receivers in the league. Like you would think they are because of how fast they are, but they're usually not. I guess they're saying sometimes their feet can be too fast for the routes they're running when they're breaking.
I think I told you the story when I was in Columbus. We used to have a kid called Cleveland Bradshaw. The kid was like the fastest guy in the state here in Florida. And man, the kid would outrun everybody, burn all the corners, and couldn't catch a ball. It was like dependent on it. It was insane. Like wide open passes, dropping them. It was like, damn, just because you're fast doesn't make you a good receiver. There's guys like Chad Johnson wasn't too fast, I think.
Yeah, Chad Johnson wasn't too fast.
Keyshawn Johnson either. Keyshawn was a pretty slow receiver.
I'd have to go back and look at the 40 time. I know Michael Irvin came out and spoke on Ruggs too, and he said he went back and said there's never been a Hall of Famer who ran a sub 4.3 40 or a 4.3 over 40.
That's a crazy stat right there.
Yeah. Another Michael Irvin quote that I like. He's I don't know quote unquote, but pretty much it's like receivers don't have to be fast. I know where I'm going. The DB doesn't. Shit. To play DB, that's the most athletic and difficult position on the football field, I believe. Specifically corner.
How fast is Julius Jones?
Julio Jones?
Yeah, that guy.
I don't think he's the fastest. If I could guess, I would guess he runs 4.4, 4.5 40. But that dude is a big boy.
Do you think that's the best receiver right now in the game?
Maybe completions and catches wise. He's slowed down on the touchdowns, but he's got hands for sure.
Shit, I hope so.
I hope so. Let's get into the better topics. MMA. Figueiredo missed weight on the Benavidez fight last night, so he wasn't able to become the flyweight champ. It's actually still vacant, even though he won. It was supposed to be for the title. No, you were outside when we were watching it with your mom. Figueiredo caught Benavidez with a clean right hand. Pretty much knocked him out cold. I saw it today in the morning, man. Benavidez needs to retire already. You fought for the title 3 times. You know he's a great fighter, but what else are you gonna do? There's nothing he could do anymore. He can't fight for the title again. I think they're gonna probably end up taking that weight class off. Yeah. The only way I could see them keeping them is if Henry came back and fought Figueiredo. But yeah, Benavidez 0-3 in title contention, and he looked old in the lead up. Something about his face just looked. I've never liked him. Never liked him. I look at the little guys like the women fighters. I don't really care for them. Like I like them from 135 and up. Like anything under 125, I don't really care to watch. They're very technical. They have real high skills, but they don't. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, let's get Valentina versus Cejudo going. I think in a kickboxing match, I think she'll take him.
Like just pure
She's nasty.
kickboxing. No takedowns, no knees. I mean, not knees, no like elbows or anything like that. Just pure kickboxing. I think
Triple
she'll.
C, get your ass whooped by Bullet in the kickboxing match. You heard it here first.
Yeah. But how do you feel about that stoppage?
Bro, that was so ridiculous. Dude, as soon as it stopped, you're talking about the Kuntalaba fight,
Yeah.
right? As soon as it stopped, it looked like he was just playing with him, acting wobbly. And the ref stopped it, and he goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I heard that today that he was playing possum. I don't know how much I believe that because he got hit. He got hit with that kick. So I don't know if he was playing possum or not. But you can't stop that fight. That's
Dude, not especially after when they first got in the cage. They're fucking pushing each other before they even get announced.
yeah. That was gonna be a good fight. Like they just took that from the fans.
Yeah, they definitely robbed the fans on that one.
But I think they should definitely run it back immediately. That was gonna be a good fight. That Russian kid looked good for like the minute that we got to see him. He looked good.
Yeah. It was weird. Like he caught him with a head kick, and that one hurt him. And he threw like 3 more head kicks. And at first, in real time, it looked like they landed. And then when you go back, they all hit off the forearm. So maybe he was just playing with him because he came too fast. Like
Yeah, he was
so
perfectly
fast.
fine. I don't know. I don't know what this. If it's not the judges, it's the referee. If it's not the referee, it's the judges. Like they need to figure that shit out.
Gotta do something about the judging. But yeah, dude, how are you gonna let 2 fucking animal 205ers who have heat finish a fight while he's standing up? And he didn't. I don't even think he got hit when he stopped him. He blocked a punch, and the ref was like, "No, no, no." They should have ran it back right there.
I don't know why they don't do that. Like you're ready. Then keep the fight going. Go like in football. If you look at the video, the replay thing, you see nothing happen, and you let the fight keep going.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
That's true. They do need to adopt that. But whenever like they were in the cage and he was like, "Would you run it back with him?" He was like, "Yeah, whenever. Fuck it, let's go."
Yeah.
Like, that'll make the sport even more interesting. Like if it's a technicality like that, when the guy's still conscious and it's a
Imagine if they would have done that with Ben Askren and Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
You know, if you check it, you feel like he wasn't asleep, you let it go on. There's a couple fights that they've stopped prematurely, but I don't know. They need to. I think the way you fix that is by letting retired fighters, be judges and let them be the referees. They need jobs. Half of these fighters can't make a dime after they retire.
Yeah. You think it would be like somebody from a gym where a fighter has fought out of? Do you think that would conflict of interest or what?
I don't know. It could be. There's people that are like that. Like I know when like George fights, to me he wins every fight. So yeah. I see the point behind it, but I don't know if I'm getting paid to do it professionally. If I would look at it that way, I definitely won't.
You think you should have like multiple fighter judges and make sure have like 5 there, and then if they have ties with a fighter, then that one or those 2 can't score that fight.
I think you can't do that. I think you should just have five judges that have fought before, or have coached, or have done something within the sport. Because it goes back to, yeah, maybe he's from the gym, but how about if the judge likes grappling more than he likes striking? That judge is going to favor the grappling.
Yeah.
He's not going to favor the striker. So you're always going to have that glitch there. But I think fighters that have gone through it are not going to rob other fighters just because they know a fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chances are they've been robbed before and they know the feeling.
Exactly. Or they know.
Fuck, I can't take that from somebody.
Or they know that you're going to go home with half your check. You know what I'm saying? Like they're playing with people's money. Or they could fix that too. They could start paying fighters a base price for their fight, not 5,000 and 5,000, you know? Because a lot of things go into bad decisions. That's why I think they need to figure that out. And the refs, man, that guy should get fired. That was a horrible stoppage.
Yeah. I want to know his history. I want to know if he's done that before. He's the opposite of Mario Yamasaki.
Yeah, I missed that guy on Saturday.
Yeah, right. Where was Yamasaki during that fight?
Yeah, there was another kid that fought. I think his name was Phillips. That kid.
Tyler Phillips.
Yeah, man, I like that kid a lot.
He's flashy.
Yeah, he's a stud. That was a good fight too. That was fireworks. The whole fight.
Yeah, 3 rounds of fireworks.
That's
and that alpha ginger guy.
Oh, he's good, man.
Dude, he's good, and he is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, but what did he say after the fight? He said some crazy shit after the fight.
I heard him end it with 666, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm out." I was like, "Fuck it."
Hold on, what? This guy just cast a spell on the octagon to get out of there.
Yeah.
He says he's the future. Says he's the next big thing.
What weight class was he in?
45.
A 45er?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Max there. You got Volkanev, whatever his name is.
Volkanovski.
Yeah, that guy. You got.
I think Ortega and Zabit are about to fight.
Oh yeah, I think Zabit gets a title shot after this fight.
Yeah, he has to.
I think Zabit. Is it gonna be a 5-rounder?
Oh my gosh, bro. Zabit versus Volkanovski.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. But
bro, Zabit's 6'1", Volkanovski's like 5'6".
But is this gonna be a 5-round fight with Ortega?
I think so.
Yeah, we're gonna see if he can.
You didn't need to see that. Yeah, after the one with Qatar, he was gassing out going into the later round.
I think that goes one more round, and we might have seen a different fight. I think he could have lost that fight. He looked real bad in the 3rd round.
I think they were saying he got sick or something before, but there's those excuses.
There we go again.
Yeah.
Maybe he was wearing Wilder's costume in the back.
In the back, he's warming up with 45-pound.
Yeah, man. That Russian kid that fought too, I think his name was Spivak. I can't pronounce none of these guys' names. Spivak.
Many words.
Yeah, I don't care. Fuck it. Let them deal with it. That guy, Spivak guy, he needs to go to a good camp and get some wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Oh, the polar bear dude?
Yeah, that guy's a stud, man.
Bro, his hands were crisp. His hands were crisp, but then he would get clenched up, and it would just look like he was like, fuck, what do I do? How do I get out of here?
It's crazy to see that happen at that level.
Right?
That level is like you shouldn't be going through those problems in that.
Like you said, only in heavyweights, though. That's where you'll see it.
That weight class is fun to watch when it's two good guys, but when there's like these guys, it wasn't a mismatch. It was just when he would take him to the ground, he was outmatched.
Kind of lost.
But you'll see some fights at heavyweight that you're like, oh my god, any other weight class, these guys would have beat it. I don't know. I think right now the heavyweight class is kind of stacked though.
We got Rosenstruck and Ngannou coming up.
Yeah, that's gonna be a banger right there.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Rosenstruck.
Man, he's legit, man. I think he was losing to Overeem, but
that's the thing. I just think he was 100% losing to Overeem, like really decisively, and then he just has that heavyweight power. Fucking busted his lip wide open.
It's like Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is the same way that I feel as him. Derek Lewis is always in the fight, so that's why you keep watching. Mm-hmm. You know, these heavyweights skill level. I think the only ones that have a lot of skill are DC when he's a heavyweight and Miocic. I think that guy's very technically sound. Dos Santos is pretty good too.
You think we see DC and Stipe running back?
I hope so. Either that or John Jones. I want to see John Jones at heavyweight. I don't care to see him against Reyes again.
We do need to see Jones at heavyweight. Oh, John Jones and Ngannou. I would do some numbers right there.
That guy's a beast, man. But let's see. They said that he's gotten his wrestling together. That's a scary dude right there.
Yeah, if that dude can wrestle, he can pick somebody up in one hand.
Yeah, that guy's scary. I think he was like worked at sand mills or something like that, like digging sand or some crazy shit like 5 years ago.
That's great. I mean, only in the heavyweight division. Nah, hey, you got some more people who come out doing stuff like that when they find somebody probably just saw him and was like, who the fuck is this yoked dude? Yeah. What are you doing here? You need to be playing some sports.
Yeah, they were talking about taking him to boxing. They need to calm down with that noise. That guy will get exposed in boxing. He'll get murdered in boxing.
Too stiff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these boxers are not like MMA fighters. They have over 200, 300 amateur fights. You're gonna throw in a guy that has what, 10 fights?
Yeah, 10 MMA fights.
It's crazy. Then you throw him in there against a guy like, let's say, you don't feed him to the wolves fast. You put him in there with a Ortiz, somebody like in the top 5, but not too crazy. He still got his man handled. Who do you think had the performance of the night on Saturday?
Maybe between that Kyler Phillips or Figueiredo. Figueiredo looked good. He almost finished Benavidez with the armbar. And then in the first, and then came back and knocked him out in the second. He looked good. Kyler Phillips was just action-packed the whole fight.
Your boy, too, the kid from Louisiana, he looked good, too.
Allen? Oh, yeah, Brendan Allen. Yeah, I forgot about it. He did look good. Some people were saying he didn't look ready for, like, a top 10 guy. I thought, based on what he did to Kevin Holland.
What else do they want him to do?
Yeah, right?
Because this kid was good. The kid that he just fought was real good.
Was stud. Yeah, Covington, Louisiana. 3-1. I heard Covington. I immediately thought Theo won.
Yeah, that kid's good. And he impressed me. I thought he was going to lose that fight. Just because of the Holland fight, because I didn't think he looked too good against Holland. But Holland's a dog. Holland's a tricky fighter. He could throw down.
He's long and lanky. I didn't know if he was good on the ground or not. And him and Allen got on the ground a few times and had some pretty good scrambles. I think he's a brown belt under Travis Lutter or something.
Yeah. Everybody's a brown belt in Texas, though. I'm putting that one out there. Man. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you want to get your black belt under 3 years? Go to Texas.
That's it. The jiu-jitsu is definitely a different level when you come down here to Florida. That is without a doubt.
Yeah, man. I think the thing about the jiu-jitsu here, since the Brazilians got here and they pretty much, I think it was here in California where they started with their jiu-jitsu stuff. I think even down here, it's gotten watered down a little bit too. Just people don't like talking about it. Back in the day, you see guys take 2-3 years to get a blue belt. You know what I'm saying? Now it's different. Now you see guys getting purple belts, brown belts in less than 2 years. It's like, what the fuck?
They're like, here's $100. Can I get my purple belt?
Yeah, it's turning into Taekwondo. Somebody told me the other day, I think their daughter or something like that was 13 with a black belt in Taekwondo. I was like, oh, well, good job.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
What's the instructor's name? How much did that belt cost?
It's crazy. You'll see some crazy stuff. Like that guy that I think he went to Fight Sports saying he was a black belt, and they exposed him. They put him on YouTube. That shit was funny. That's what they need to start doing to people, exposing them, like especially in this sport, because you don't want your kids to be learning under somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. You know, you go in there with a fake black belt, you're gonna be teaching some crap. You're gonna get people hurt. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think the people that get belted up quick should be like wrestlers that come into it, like Nick Rodriguez or like Pat Downey or something.
Yeah, you can't have them go into the white belt division.
Bro, they're gonna be throwing people around. I said when Nick Rodriguez was a blue belt, he did some blue belt tournaments, and people tried to sit down, and he would just like cartwheel over them and then pick them up and throw them down. It's like, how's that even fair? Like, just that wrestling alone just completely mutes blue belt's jiu-jitsu.
Well, we saw it yesterday, right? Pat Downey made
Downey and Gordon Ryan.
Text him in 20 seconds, and then this guy takes 20 minutes to sub
20 minutes to sub him. Downey says he tapped because he felt his foot was being hurt, and he was like, I'm not trying to risk it. I'm trying to wrestle for the Olympics in Tokyo in 2020. Someone said, you think the Olympics is still going to be in Tokyo with the coronavirus going around? He said, fucking, I'm debunking the coronavirus too.
I think just going 20 minutes with him, I think he proved that wrestling's the
Yeah.
the Big Daddy in grappling. You know, like
Just the best base in all of combat sports.
I think so. That's to me, man. Wrestlers have a huge advantage coming into MMA. Wrestlers and football players. I've always said it. Boxers is you can have an advantage on the hands, but I think learning wrestling at a late age is harder than learning boxing at a late age.
Yeah.
Or kickboxing. I think wrestling is very it's more technical than people think it is. People are like, oh no, they're just grabbing each other, throwing each other around.
No.
And it's completely the opposite.
Yeah, bro. You're off by a centimeter, you're getting your ass thrown. And it did the mindset wrestling builds too, especially wrestling from such a young age. If you got to cut weight, being a young kid too, that's a different level too. But even not cutting weight, the grind of wrestling is just so much different than pretty much any other sport, I'd say.
I heard that's why a lot of them are short. Because of the guys, I'm serious, because of the cutting weight.
I mean, that can't be healthy. You get like an 8-year-old, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, cut, even if he's only cutting like 6, 7 pounds. That's a child. Body is not grown yet.
You look at some of like the badass linebackers. A lot of them were wrestlers. Like Ray Lewis was a badass wrestler.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think Brock wasn't a linebacker. He was a D end. He was a football player. Yeah, a wrestler too. There's a lot of them that used to play play football and wrestled. I think football and wrestling are similar in the mindset. Like you see these guys working out in football with those 3-a-days and like with the pads outside on 100-degree weather. You got to be mentally strong for that. You know, it's not a pussy sport for sure.
Yeah. Nowadays you got people suing football coaches for having their kids do bear crawls.
Man,
like what? If they, I don't know. World's going crazy.
Wow, I was advised by your friend Blaine not to get into these subjects because you know how I feel about all those people.
Hey, they're soft.
Yeah, man.
Those are the type of people who get mad at Dana White for speaking at Trump's rally.
Man, fuck everybody that doesn't like Trump now. I'm playing. I'm not, though. I'm not. Man, I like Trump. I don't know what the big deal is with Trump. Everybody wants to hate Trump now. It's like cool to hate Trump.
But the thing with the Dana White situation is he was like, I don't give a fuck if people get mad at people don't like me for speaking at his rally. Like, he's a good friend to me. He's always been there for me for the past 20 years. So I'm gonna go. Like, he asked me to go hang out with him and then speak for him. So I went and did it. And then like mainly most fight fans are not gonna be some people who are offended by him going and speaking at a Trump rally or don't tune into a UFC card just because he did that. That's probably why he doesn't give a fuck either.
Only the actors. Because a lot of actors hate Trump.
That's true. Actors gotta be the most political people there is.
But I respect that he stands by Trump. That's his friend, you know, like that's something like, why do I have to stop hanging out with you just because you don't like him, you know?
Standing by the character. You know, I wonder who Dana's going to be matching these lightweights up. I'm trying to see Hooker and Poirier. Poirier's coming off an injury. Hooker coming off a big win, I guess you can call it. I want to see it. And then Felder, Iaquinta.
Who's the top 10 right now? And let me see. Who's the top 10?
We got Tony, Connor, Poirier, Hooker, Gaethje, Felder, Iaquinta, I think. It's off the top. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I want to see, yeah. I think Connor and Gaethje is in the works.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Connor and Gaethje.
Fireworks. I know Blaine was saying is Gaethje might actually die if they do that.
I'd rather see Hooker against Kevin Lee.
Lee's matched up with Oliveira right now. Oliveira's coming up from
45.
Yeah, he's moving up.
Which Oliveira?
Charles
Oliveira.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think he's coming off like 2 knockout wins over Nick Wentz and somebody else.
I want to see. I would like to see Kevin Lee against Gaethje too. That'll be a A good
Dude.
fight.
Lightweight is always stacked, but right now it is prime.
Yeah, I think 155 is the best weight class. 170 has a lot of names, but they're like older names. Like you got Masvidal, you got who else you got? You got Tyron
Navarro, Woodley, Colby,
Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards. Who's he about? He's about
Woodley.
to fight Woodley. Oh shit.
That's gonna be a good. I think if he beats Woodley, George beats Kamara, and then they make a super fight in England. George against Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
That'll
be huge.
That'll be a big fight.
Yeah, she's licking their chops at that one.
Yeah, and at 185 you got Joel against Adesanya next week.
Adesanya next week.
Who do you got in that fight?
You know I'm going with my boy Izzy.
Yeah, I see why people are picking Izzy, but I think Joel's gonna knock him out in 2. I think if it goes past 3, Joel's in trouble. But I think Joel has urgency. I think he knows that this is, if he messes this shot up, he's Benavides.
Yeah.
You know, honestly speaking, if you mess up this title shot, 0-3, you're not gonna get another one.
Yeah.
Especially because that weight class is stacked too. You got the kid from Texas, the one from Fortis.
He's talking about Jeff Neal?
No. The one that ripped his. Don't know if it was gonna fight Teal, and he ripped his pectoral muscle.
He's not from Fortis. Cannoneer.
He's not?
No, I don't think he's from. I don't think he's from Texas, but I don't think he trains in Texas. Yeah, Cannoneer, dark horse of middleweights.
Yeah.
Has Gaston been taught? I don't think Gaston's been mentioned with anybody. We gotta get Till out there.
I think Gaston wants to go to 205. He's a fat.
He's a fat boy.
He should be a 70. I would like to see him back at 70. At 70, he can make some noise. He can make noise at 185, but at 170, I think he makes that division like real good. Like you have him against anybody is a tough fight.
Yeah. There's no way he's going back down there.
If he was supposed to fight George, and they had the fight signed, and they took it away from George and they gave it to Cowboy.
When was that?
That was that for Mexico City.
Mexico City?
Yeah. That's when George started calling out Cowboy. Because that was like the second fight in a row that they had gave Cowboy that was supposed to go to George.
Okay.
But that one was actually signed already. And they took the fight away from George.
George is like, why are they giving this to this guy? Like comes in and knocks him out in Colorado.
Yeah.
I think that was that the start of his run, or was Till the start of his?
I think Cowboy is what blew him up. Like blew him up to like the casual fan. Because everybody loves Cowboy. Everybody thought Cowboy was gonna run through him. And then I think what really, really, really blew him up was that knee on Ben Askren. That I think the Till wasn't that big of a deal. Like
I think that started like who's this guy? Oh, he's an older dude?
I think that Leon Edwards helped him out more than Till, to tell you the truth.
3 piece and a soda in the boys.
But I think what really blew him up was Ben Askren. That because Till was like he had just lost to Woodley, so it was like they were both coming off losses. So it was like,
George might be the only dude who can get away with piecing somebody up in the background and just leaving. And then their visas get messed up to travel to the U.S. They're like, no, you can't do that. You got your ass whooped by Masvidal.
Yeah, all bullshit aside, because I'm always gonna favor George, but Leon Edwards could fight. Leon Edwards he's a problem.
8-fight win streak.
I think he lost to Gunnar Nelson. Was that the last one that he had?
I think so.
I think he lost that fight.
Yeah, that was that night. Yeah, because that was when him and George got into it.
I think he lost that fight, split decision. But I see how they could give it to him too. But I had it scored for Gunnar. But other than that, but even with that fight, his grappling had improved a lot because that was his weakness before, his grappling. He can fight, man. Let's see what he does with Woodley. Because if he goes in there and he dismantles Woodley, then
he has to go. He has to get one over George Usman. Wonder what they're gonna do with Colby at that point.
Yeah, Kobe's just sitting around. I think Kobe will probably get. I don't know who could Kobe get. Teal? That'll be a good fight for Kobe.
Teal's at 85 now.
Oh, he's at 85. Yeah. Right. Shit, I like Teal say he'll fight anybody but Joel.
Yeah. And then he keeps calling himself a gorilla.
Yeah.
He's like, but not that gorilla. Yeah. And nobody that gets in there with Joel comes out the same. So
I think it's gonna go two ways for Adesanya. Either Joel knocks him out, or he comes out as the best fighter. Because I don't think Joel is gonna end his career. Like, unless it's like a real bad knockout, and then I don't even think like that. I think the kid comes back stronger from it. But man, he's a problem. Like like me, I'm always gonna go for Joel. But I see the problem. I see that it's not an easy fight.
Yeah.
It's really favors more Adesanya than Joel.
His striking's slick. His takedown defense is pretty good. But it's all about if he'll be able to keep his distance and keep Joel from landing that right hand.
The left. He's lefty.
Is he lefty?
Yeah.
Didn't he not? I could have sworn he knocked Rockhold out with it right.
He's lefty.
Oh well. See if he can counter that explosiveness.
Yeah. Is Adesanya explosive or?
Really wouldn't say he's explosive. I just say he's a sniper. He's got pinpoint accuracy. He knows how to find your chin. And his kicks are deadly too. Slides him right under the elbow if he throws to the body.
Yeah, he's a fun one to watch.
He's pinpoint for sure.
Yeah.
I think that might wrap it up. We'll closing out. I'm fighting April 17th at Texas Live back in Arlington. Y'all get y'all's tickets at extremeknockout.com. Come watch the Lone Star Kid put on a show. Also, we got Justin Vasquez coming up from Freedom Fighters MMA here in Florida. He's fighting March 14th. Y'all check him out, Slick J.
He's actually going to be on the podcast with Mark Lloreda next week.
Yeah, we'll be doing like a little fight companion deal. And also, shout out to Blaine for the new logo. My boy Blaine Cavazos hooked it up.
What up, Blaine?
And then, we're still new to the podcast, so we're gonna be growing with y'all. Y'all are gonna grow with us. We'll be getting this better, getting some video editing down and whatnot. Smooth transitions. But we appreciate y'all checking it out and keeping up with us. Y'all stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.